world champions, Seikoo and Extra. What a phenomenal first RLCS season for Seikoo. Has a great couple of first splits with Endpoint. Concludes the season on BDS with a championship title as an exclamation point to a fantastic rookie season. oaly looking to strike first here in game number 1. 14 seconds in. oaly on the board.
I'm still trying to get my notes down, and I'm looking up, and already we've got a goal on here. A little bit of over-rotation from Seikoo and Extra, but hey, that's kind of what you're going to expect when a team is so used to playing with a third, and then all of a sudden, you know, that you don't have that third. Your rotation's got to adjust a little bit here. So maybe Seikoo and Extra can do exactly that. Meanwhile, Joreuz and oaly, I've seen these guys be rank grinders before, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them do some damage here in 2s as well. Only 30 seconds in, though, and with Extra getting not a flip reset, dropping it down to Seikoo, it does feel like the BDS boys are not quite showing us everything that they've got yet. They got a little bit of time to warm up. That's
right. One thing that I am going to keep my eyes on, we know that the 1v1 skills transfer to 3s, but I think it transfers very heavily to 2v2s. We saw some of that earlier with Khaled and in that series. And Joreuz is one I want to mention here. Very mechanically talented. Lots of experience in the 1v1 arena. And I think there's a lot of 1v1 situations that pop up in 2s. You know, you get past that first defender and you got nobody in your sights except for the final opponent. And I think Joreuz is going to punish some of those, take advantage of those situations. Joreuz with a pass across. oaly fakes. Opts to go for that midfield boost instead. Looking for the infield pinch. Going to drop this pass back. Joreuz will be first to it. oaly called in action on defense. Low boost, but he will get a flick. Extra pops to the corner. The game has quieted down a little bit. Both teams taking their time with things, and unfortunately, that's going to be a poor touch defensively. Seikoo's going to capitalize, and we're all tied up.
The minute you say that, it starts to quiet down, and Seikoo says, "Are you sure about that?" Finds himself being littlest gap, but it is going to be enough to net them their first goal. And again, that's kind of the way that BDS plays in every single game we've ever seen them play. Whether it's 1s, 2s, 3s, or whatever, this team basically waits for their moment. They wait for the opportunity to see a mistake, and as soon as they do, they strike with absolute vigor. And that's the big difference that we've seen with this team versus a lot of teams across the planet. It's just that BDS, no matter what part of the trio you have, they are so quick to punish your mistakes, and if you do consistently make mistakes, you're probably going to lose against them, especially when Seikoo has got flip resets like that. Absolute perfection except for the accuracy. Good power and all that, but maybe oaly can do him one better to the top of the bar, and it will be enough. oaly, last second flip reset nets them the lead.
oaly really delaying using that dodge, waiting to the last moment. Probably has the defense just kind of confused about what he's actually going to do. Is he going to fake it? Is he going to use it? He does use it at the last moment. oaly's going to put in a second and reclaim that lead. We got just inside 3 minutes left to play. Game number 1 shaping up to be a fun one thus far. Pass up to Extra with the shot down and on target at the last second, saved by oaly. Now Seikoo taking his turn from the sidewall. Extra there for the 50. The flick up high. Joreuz will take control. Air dribble this out into the middle of the field where oaly picks it up. I love the matching car designs between oaly and Joreuz.
Nice.
Going to be a little bit difficult to tell who is who. Not sure that it'll make a difference, but I love the team chemistry thus far. Extra up to the backboard. Looks like he does get his reset. Holds it for the recovery wave dash. Seikoo, the catch. Tries the flick. Blocked away by Joreuz. Seikoo with a nice catch on the sidewall. Will get his reset. Just leaves it. Holds that dodge for the 50-50 on the ground. Extra. The pass out. The bump should provide an opportunity for Seikoo to score. oaly in an awkward position will save the first one. Seikoo there for the putback. And we're tied up yet again.
This is smart out of Seikoo. He knows oaly is going to be there to make the save, so as long as he can make it awkward for him, the follow-up should be in his favor. Whether it's him or Extra who dive in afterwards, no matter what, it's going to be enough for them to net their goal, and indeed they do. 2-2 with just over 100 seconds to play. And this feels like probably going to go back to more of a methodical play. Series number 2 was kind of aggressive, very mechanical. Series number 1 was methodical. It's going to be very similar to what we're seeing here, where the two teams kind of wait for their opportunities, judge their opportunities as accordingly, and then try and use those advantages, use those little mind games to try and separate the two sides. Good example here, Extra just fakes low, lets oaly dive at him, goes for the 50-50 afterwards, and then forces Seikoo to get involved in the play. They're, again, waiting for their perfect opportunity. It is the BDS game plan. They have done this time in, time out. And right now, they're just waiting for another chance to strike. 75 seconds to go. They could get it in regulation, or we may just see an overtime for game number 1.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it earlier, that structure of BDS. They got 2/3 of the squad here. Joreuz with a tight angle shot out of the corner. Will go off the crossbar and out, but we're going to see some discipline and some structure from BDS. And as I say that,
wait, what?
Maybe I eat my words. Seikoo diving at the last moment, able to keep that out for now. oaly with a nice fake will provide Joreuz an opportunity. Pops to the backboard and immediately gets demoed. oaly's going to keep this alive for now. Does get it off the sidewall in a manner where he can get back to it. Joreuz, weird pinch, will go straight up and straight back down. oaly to the backboard. Joreuz there to clean it up. Seikoo, the catch. Slow play. Joreuz challenge. We'll get it out towards the midfield. oaly, very aggressive. The pinch. Joreuz, oaly off the corner. That's a favorable bounce. No one there to follow it up. oaly called into action on the backboard. Final 10 seconds. All tied up. The BDS team make something happen here. Or will it be Joreuz and oaly on a counterattack? Extra to the corner. Staying goal side. Trying to hit this to the ground and go to OT in game 1.
Woo. Finally get there. Honestly, this is kind of what we expected. Again, I said sleeper pick for me is going to be oski Archie, but if it isn't them, it's probably going to be Joreuz and oaly. These guys have been so solid so far throughout this series, and it feels like the two of them, again, certain players, twos just works better for them. Certain players, it just feels like they're going to have that twos adaptation, those twos abilities, and honestly, for Extra and Seikoo right now, still feels like they're playing this like it's a threes game and leaving a bit too much space. A good example there, although Seikoo can wrap himself around that one, can he get the follow-up? Answer is yes. oaly has to make a diving save to the backboard, and I guess my point is moot, because if you can make counterattacks like that, who cares how you play twos?
It's going to be something they can definitely capitalize on. We know Joreuz is a very carefree player. We see him play that way in ones. oaly with a nice read. The down bounce from the weird angle corner at that backboard. oaly there for the follow-up. Pops it behind him. Top right corner. oaly. 3 goals for he and Joreuz, and they will take game number 1 in the series.
They take game number 1, and they look dang good doing so as well. That was one of those things where it felt like usually in a game of precision where you're just waiting for your chances, almost everybody would be betting on BDS. But something about the way that Joreuz and oaly are flowing around each other right now just makes it feel so fluid. The two teammates didn't really collide ever. It never felt like they overstepped their boundaries on top of each other. I mean, hey, maybe that's why certain players just like twos. They know how to flow a little bit better. And for oaly and Joreuz right now, they definitely do. oaly putting up over $1,000 here in game number 1.
Definitely a tight game 1, though. We see a little back and forth, and it is a conflict of styles, but I think it's going to provide for a fantastic, fun series. Bass, we may end up in game 6, game 7 yet again. All of these matchups in round 1 have been very close between the two rosters, and I'm anticipating this one will be the same. oaly, look at that score line, by the way. 3 goals,
Right.
6 saves, 6 shots. Put him a thou on the board in game 1. Here to let everybody know what's going on. Big raid from Flakes. Flakes, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. You're looking at the Hoodyhooo 2v2s. It's a $3,000 prize pool plus eSwap prize pack. For the winners, 60% goes to first place, 40% to second place. Right now, we're looking at Extra and Seikoo taking on oaly and Joreuz. This is game number 2. Best of 7. This is a single elimination tournament. Extra hopping into the Civic. Seikoo in an unknown car. We'll see if I can figure out what vehicle that is in just a moment. Extra near post shot. oaly able to pinch it off the post and keep it out for now.
I'm still trying to figure out. Is that the Mustang? It's not the... No, correct? That is not it. What car is... I don't think we're going to figure this out. I think at this point we just got to accept it. And oh my word, we got to accept that oaly is having a day. After a stellar performance game number 1, the pinch from Joreuz read perfectly and dropped down. Oh my goodness.
Oh my, that's a beautiful shot. Well done from oaly. Starting on one side, getting out wide, dropping it back inside the frame. oaly's going to have another opportunity to attack right here. Extra, having none of it. Quickly challenges Joreuz. High in the sky, looking for the reset, does get the block. Seikoo on the backboard, will handle it well. Follows it up for a 50-50. Joreuz pops it around him once, follows his challenge up with a 50 as well. oaly dropping it into the corner. Extra there for the pickup. I don't really know what's happening. A little standoff in the corner. There we go. We get a look at Seikoo's car. I see some people saying Tigress. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not sure. It does look like something from the Rocket Pass. I don't even know the name of the car, but certainly not something we see Seikoo in very often. He is able to pinch that one off the post and keep it out. Joreuz there for the follow-up for the second time. And they'll take a 2-0 lead.
That's unfortunate for Seikoo. Not quite the touch that he was looking for. He's not used to the car body yet. You know, not everyone can be a Zapdos, all right? Not everyone can be Zap. Everybody wants to try and, you know, use a fancy car at this point, but only a select few have been able to harness its power. And right now, fortunately for Seikoo, he hasn't really been able to do much in this game, nor has Extra, though, to be honest. They've done whatever that is right there. It's a pinch that goes straight out to Joreuz. He gets some free time and space, and, yeah, looking a little bit awkward for the BDS side, which is honestly something that you never really say about BDS at any point throughout the last season. So to see them a little bit uncomfortable here in both game number 1 and 2, definitely an odd sight for sure.
I'm really excited seeing this chemistry between Joreuz and oaly. On the same page. Joreuz, the early challenge, quick turn. He's going to snipe the top left corner. Joreuz is going to put up a third for he and oaly. 3 minutes and 14 seconds left to play.
Oh boy, this is starting to look a little bit dangerous for Extra and Seikoo. And I don't just say that because of the fact that, you know, they're down right now, but it's also the fact that they just don't look very cohesive. Again, it just feels kind of awkward from them here. They're being outpaced, they're being outplayed, they're being, honestly, out-mechanicked as well, which is something that I don't think I'd ever say, ever, about Seikoo in almost any single instance. But as it stands here, Joreuz and oaly, just every time they get the ball, they do something fancy with it, and it throws Extra and Seikoo into a bit of a tizzy. And again, this is the only way that this team has looked vulnerable throughout the last season, was when, in particular, Moist Esports was able to just flex their mechanics on the field, force BDS into awkward positions, and then just kind of outmaneuver them. oaly and Joreuz taking a page out of the Moist Esports playbook and doing exactly that. They're throwing insane mechanics at them, forcing Seikoo and Extra to overextend, and then just punishing them as soon as they get a shot on target. Good example here. Seikoo, he's going to have to rush back here due to Extra diving on the ball, and that results in Joreuz at least getting a shot. It's exactly as I'm talking about, but it just still feels weird to watch.
It definitely does. I think Seikoo and Extra are just trying to have some fun with it. Working down the sidewall. Good patience in the ground game. Extra. The air dribble blocked away by Joreuz. oaly looking for the clear. Only as far as Seikoo. The shot is going to catch oaly out. Seikoo going to put one on the board for the BDS team. 1:55 left on the clock, and Bass, there's plenty of time left, depending on how they play the rest of this game.
I was going to say, there's plenty of time left, but they got to start trying to find more shots like that. Just take advantage. Again, this is what we've been talking about all day. The twos meta is if you want to try and play mechanical, okay, wait for them to make a mistake, wait for them to over-rotate, and then pop one over their heads. It's how you also force them to stop playing as aggressively because you punish them for those overextensions. Good example again, as Joreuz, he overextends. As a result, Extra finds the double touch off the backboard, and the lead is cut down to 1.
I like that pass across from Seikoo to initiate that play. Extra with the bouncer. Always awkward. Joreuz not able to keep that out. They cut that lead down to 1. As I said, plenty of time left to play. Looking a lot better here in the latter half of game number 2. And Seikoo's going to put in a third. My goodness. They've turned on the Jets, Bass.
From chat saying that they're trolling to chat probably having to second guess themselves and wonder if they even know what they're seeing right now. Because to be honest, I don't know what I'm seeing right now. The turnaround from Seikoo and Extra here went from, okay, we're having some difficulty keeping up with the mechanics, to, all right, if you want to play aggressive, let us just continually put shots over your head. oaly takes its play out of their textbook. What's with the weird game number 2s? It was the same thing last series as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess this is just more common in the 2v2 arena. More room for silly stuff to happen. Definitely more room for some kickoff shenanigans. But we got a high-scoring match here. Still plenty of time left to play. Seikoo. Full tank of boost from the sidewall. Going to be able to follow this up. Attack a 50 on the end of it. Joreuz sweeps it into the corner. Extra from the ceiling. Beat to the challenge by Joreuz. Seikoo with the catch. Opts for the low play. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got the famous rule number 1 between Seikoo and oaly. We got a 1v1 between Joreuz and Extra.
I think I might know who I'm betting on this one in a 1v1. I don't know. Wait, what happened? Why? What? Wait, okay, there's got either... If they broke this up, I get it. If they just backed out of it, I'm upset. Come on now, why would you do that? It's only game 2. Yeah, like if it's game 7, I get it, but come on, you gotta respect rule number 1. What is that?
Hey, you know what? If they want to continue the rule 1, I'm all about it. But if they want to play the game, I feel that too. There's a little bit of money on the line. They may be wanting some extra shoes or something. I don't know. Seikoo jumping back in the game. 30 seconds left. oaly and Joreuz up 1 for now. Can they hold this lead? Seikoo. Excuse me, Extra looking for Seikoo. Nice catch off the sidewall. Extra going to get to this. The flip reset.
Ooh.
We'll put it on target, but oaly send it away. Big win from oaly there. Seikoo needs to get back. He's got to put something together here by himself. Joreuz having none of it. Extra turns. He will get the catch. Got some space to work with. oaly there for the challenge, and we see another rule 1 2-in-1 game. Joreuz will put this down, and Joreuz and oaly will take game number 2.
Run from it, hide, rule 1 will find you. You cannot escape. It is the reality of Rocket League, is that even if you try to break it, it will come back. And, well, there is no comeback here for Seikoo and Extra, unfortunately. Despite them starting to find a resurgence during the back half of that game, it just never really was enough. Joreuz and oaly, I gotta give them credit. Even when push comes to shove, even when it looks like they are over-rotating, somehow, someway, they get back in time, find a good counterattack, and then flex their mechanics, which, again, is a statement against BDS that is very far and few between. This is a very impressive play out of Joreuz and oaly, and honestly, if they keep going like this, we might see our most one-sided series of the day.
Yeah, we sure could. I was worried about Seikoo and Extra at the beginning of that match. They didn't seem like they were too focused. They were taking some chances that they may not normally take. But as you said, they definitely heated up towards the second half. We'll see if they can continue to heat up in game number 3, or will Joreuz and oaly take a 3-0 lead? The first time that we will have seen that today. Series have all been back and forth, but so far this has been fairly one-sided.
Oh, come on. Seikoo and Extra. We know you guys have the abilities here. It still, again, feels like, though, it's not miscommunication as much as it is a lack of, I would say, eagerness due to the fact that they're not used to having to play this eager. With the 2 of these guys probably do play some rank 2s here and there, but it's a little bit different. When you're in a competition like this, sometimes your natural instincts kick in, and if your natural instincts are saying, hey, let's try and play this one a little bit passive, and it doesn't work out, all of a sudden you got a problem. Speaking of problems, I got a problem with Extra's car here. What on earth?
It's beautiful, Bass. Don't you dare say anything bad about it. Looks like an egg with wheels.
Hey, it's got an orange on top. It's pretty.
Seikoo rocking a skyline. Maybe a car change is what they need. I'm hesitant to believe that will make the difference, but we'll see if that improves their gameplay. I see that chat message. Extra. Beautiful. Well done. That'll get a golf clap from me.
I would ban them if that were up to me. that'd be a timeout in chat. Seikoo, you gonna go for this one in the corner? Not quite. We're starting to see a little bit more aggression out of them, Hoodie, but it definitely doesn't feel like it's the the most aggression necessary. I'm sorry. lost my train of thought there because Joreuz should have never had a shot. And maybe I said, you know, a little bit more aggression. They finally play passive and it comes back to bite them. It could work here, though, as Seikoo's got a 1v1 extra, though. Doesn't bite, and that's a problem because it gives space out at midfield, and Joreuz takes advantage.
Incredible play from oaly, spotting his teammate across the field. What a pass, what a strike from Joreuz. The team play linking up. As I said earlier, I'm really excited to see this team chemistry. I understand it's 2v2, but these players are linked up, synced up, and they're capitalizing on every opportunity they get. oaly demoed. Joreuz with an opportunity. He will take a shot. Seikoo not going to be back in time. Extends that lead to 2.
Oh, boy. It still kind of feels like BDS right now. They're trying everything they can to slow down Joreuz and oaly, but the issue is that they don't have a lot of time to break this pace of play. Unfortunately, this is kind of how it's been. Every game that we have seen, it's been the team who's been just a little bit quicker that has been able to take advantage. Because initially, in series number 1, we thought that Khaled and Ahmad had the absolute speed advantage on their side. Then all of a sudden, Cash and Relating Waves start going for ego challenges off the ceiling, and Ahmad and Ocala just got to sit there and go, all right, now what do we do? And unfortunately, that's kind of what we're seeing here for Seikoo and Extra, is them looking at the ball, go over their head as Joreuz and oaly do things like that with these random challenges out at midfield, and go, all right, now what do we do? Well, you've got 3 minutes to figure it out, and if you do not, it's reverse sweep time versus Joreuz and oaly. And listen, if there's any team I'm going to bet on for a reverse sweep, it's probably BDS. I still don't necessarily know if I'm going to place my bets on them, though.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough one. Especially today. Looks like they're not on their A game. Form is not there. Joreuz is going to capitalize once more off a little bit of a odd decision dribble from Seikoo. 3-0 lead here. Just inside of 3 minutes left to play.
All I gotta say is EU got depth. They just prove it over and over again. Every single tournament we see here, there are upsets, there are weird results, and there are things like this where oaly and Joreuz are not just winning, they are dominating this point against Seikoo and Extra. And I don't even know, like, I keep on trying to think that it is the mechanics, but something still feels a little bit off here for BDS. Something else is going wrong, and I can't quite put my finger on it.
Joreuz to the sidewall. No one there for the follow-up. Seikoo looking to get a reset. Shut down by oaly. Joreuz up to the backboard. Extra handles it well, pops it out. Seikoo, unfortunately, looks like he may be own goaling. Kept it out for now. oaly, soft shot. Seikoo will keep it away. A pass across from Joreuz. oaly's going to be there for a 4th. 2 minutes left. And it's looking like Joreuz and oaly prime for a sweep.
Oh, I'm starting to think so. This is not going well for Extra and Seikoo, and the bigger issue for me right now is not just the fact that it's not going well. It feels like they're doubling down on this passive play style, and you really cannot afford that. I get that they're trying to wait for a mistake out of Joreuz and oaly and just sort of hoping that once that mistake comes, they can punish them for it, but they're not making mistakes. Joreuz and oaly, both of them, their mechanics right now are just so on point, and their challenges extremely accurate. Another good example is oaly goes back-to-back, completely dispossesses Seikoo, and with almost no boost in the tank, all Seikoo can do is dive at the ball and hope that it is enough. I'm a little nervous right now because I picked Extra and Seikoo to win this whole thing, and maybe now it's time for me to start banking on my sleeper pick, my dark horse. I did this in the first tournament we ever ran here, and it worked out. Oski and Archie, if you're listening to this, I really need you guys to try and redeem me, because I might have voted for Cash and for Relating Wave in series number 1, but I'm gonna be honest, if they end up being the other sleeper pick and I didn't technically call them out, I'm gonna feel foolish.
I think Oski and Archie are a great shout. I'm sure they're going to perform well. We'll get to see them in this next series. But for now, we got 60 seconds left. Joreuz pops one high. Extra absorbs a challenge on the goal line. Seikoo, full tank of boost, plenty of space. Shut down immediately by Joreuz. oaly with control from the sidewall. Really just milking his clock. No need to rush, obviously, with a 4-goal lead. And the lack of offensive pressure from this BDS squad. Joreuz and oaly can really just kind of take it easy. Run the timeout. Extra will take a shot. oaly in position to keep it safely in the corner. Seikoo comes from the ceiling, is able to put a soft shot on target. Joreuz keep it out for now. Extra Seeing if he can link up in a flip reset. Link up a flip reset in that egg car. Not going to work this time. oaly's going to air dribble this away. And as the final 10 seconds tick away, we're going to head to a 3-0 series score line. Potentially the first sweep and maybe the only sweep of the tournament. Joreuz and oaly looking fantastic. 3-0 up in the series.
3-0 up, and they're 4-0 in game number 4. Going into game number 4. All right, you know what? I appreciate this. Seikoo in after the game. Be careful. Full caps. All right, I guess he's taking a page out of the Middle Eastern book, and I appreciate that. The question is whether or not they're going to be able to do exactly that. You listen, respect, Seikoo, not the best game to say that. A shutout is usually not when you start talking trash.
Well, hey, you know what? I like it. He's telling him be careful. Maybe going to plant the seed of doubt in Joreuz and oaly head. We'll see. Look, hey, right now, the gameplay on the field is not going to scare Joreuz and oaly, so maybe they're trying some mind game tactics. We'll see if it comes to fruition. At the moment, Bass, I'm not seeing it.
No. Dude, I don't know. It just... Something about this feels a little bit off. It just kind of feels like... And chat, I honestly think you're 100% wrong. I don't think that Seikoo or Extra are trolling right now. I think they're just getting frustrated, honestly. Which is something, again, is rare to see from BDS. But Joreuz and oaly are so suffocating out at midfield that they're not getting space to be able to develop anything. They don't get passing plays. They don't get mechanic plays. And when they do get a breakaway, it's at the cost of their entire tank of boost. So... Seikoo and Extra, I got faith in y'all to turn this one around, but man, is it going to be an uphill battle. Y'all got to go 4 perfect games in a row, and okay, they're into the Fenix. They've decided to stop messing around with the cars, and they've decided to go, oh, Seikoo, the endpoint decal. He's honing back to his olden days.
Hey, they did say be careful. We'll see what they've got in store here. Joreuz, the flip reset musty flick, denied by Extra. Extra flicks past one. He's working down this sideline. Joreuz in a 2v1 situation. Extra with the flick. The beautiful BDS goal explosion is going to put he and Seikoo up 1-0 early here in game number 4.
Okay, yeah, see, this is what they meant when they say be careful, is, oh my word, what a flick out of Extra. He may not necessarily be the, you know, most accomplished ones player in this lobby, but my man's still got a couple accomplishments to show. He's got some trophies on the shelf, and well, pick up another one if he keeps on playing like this. Seikoo and Extra with a bang to start off game number 4. Maybe they can just start that comeback now, although they'll need to try and move quickly to this one. Seikoo bumped off the ball, and as a result, Extra got to play patiently out at midfield here, try to avoid the counterattack, and it works out. Dispossession, and oaly's got to make a save off the backboard. He does indeed, but Extra is there quickly for the follow-up. And now we're starting to see some pep in their step here, Hoodie. This is the BDS we've been waiting for.
Sure is. We'll see. Is it too late to turn it on? Down by 3 games in a series. Seikoo looking to muscle past the defense. No luck so far. Joreuz works one down the sideline. Does get a demo on Extra. Seikoo clear it out towards the midfield. Botched half flip from oaly is going to provide Seikoo with plenty of space to work with. 0 boost by the time he gets possession. Joreuz shot on target. Nothing that Extra can't handle. A bit of a fake challenge there from oaly is going to provide Joreuz with a free opportunity. Looking for the ground pinch 50-50 with Seikoo. Joreuz somehow ends up with that corner boost. Not sure how he managed to grab that in that traffic. Seikoo with a nice catch, a flick towards the target. Joreuz in position to catch it and dribble it away. Extra to the backboard. oaly with a quick challenge. Joreuz shot just off target. oaly protects the net. Corralling Extra out of the way. Joreuz quickly steps up in midfield. Looks to put one towards the backboard. No luck though thus far. Seikoo, the dribble, the flick, puts it high. Joreuz sends it away. He's going to follow it up. No, Extra will be there first. oaly with a pass down. Joreuz in position. Takes the shot, but Extra will be there to save it. And Bass, we're finally starting to see some offense generated by Joreuz and oaly.
They're not just generating offense, they're generating speed as well. This is the aggression I've been asking for game after game. Before, they were so passive, so reserved, just kind of waiting for their chances. Now they're making their chances. They are getting in the face of Joreuz and oaly, not giving them that room that they were finding previously. Good example there. Seikoo recognizes just the littlest bit of hesitation and extra. Very quick to take away the ball from his teammate and force it right back into the oaly and Joreuz have. I gotta feel bad for oaly and Joreuz because this has got to be a little bit of a shock to them. After 3 games in a row of passivity where they think they've got a good read on their opponents, all of a sudden the game plan completely flipped on its head, and they've got to now make a ton of adjustments just to try and read this team. And how do you read something like that? How do you read a dunk like that as well? Seikoo not quite able to find a follow-up touch, but that is so different from the last couple of games. Before that, you would not see even Seikoo diving out after that ball. Now you're seeing him not only dive, but they go back into their half and they're comfortable because they've used up all the boost that Joreuz and oaly had in their tanks.
We are starting to see a little bit of pressure generated here. oaly and Joreuz making something happen. A shot from oaly. Not enough boost to put any juice on it. Seikoo with a catch from the backboard. And the slow pop underneath. Joreuz going to tie us up just inside the final minute and 30. And we're level at 1-1 again.
This is clever, though. I got to give him credit there. It could have been a boomer on target. Extra was kind of expecting that. So instead, Joreuz just kind of puts it underneath Seikoo. Accuracy over power, and sometimes that's how you got to play it. 1-1 here, though. And again, this definitely feels like the best game we have seen so far out of the BDS squad, but they haven't been able to hold on to their lead. And unfortunately, the next opportunity that does arise, it is off target. Seikoo, though, off the ceiling. Not sure what he's doing with the ball, but it works out as Extra gets a 1v1. 1v1 versus oaly. Flick on target, but oaly's able to wrap himself around it. Once again, this is kind of what we were hoping for, is those individual plays out of the BDS side that they have not been showing thus far. Oh, I'll take a team play as well, though. Seikoo to Extra, Extra to Seikoo. Shot off target. What about the follow-up? Flip reset in the bag, and it doesn't land. No more boost to play with. Seikoo has the ego challenge, only off the backboard. Will defend it as Extra sends one off the post. A flurry of shots from BDS, but it is still not enough to regain the lead.
Seikoo does have a full tank of boost to work with. Gets his flip reset from one end of the field to the other. Extra, a little bit of space to work with. Not much of an angle. We'll keep it inside the orange box for now. Joreuz looking to get it out into the corner. Final 20 seconds. oaly with a big pinch. That's past both of them. Seikoo taking a long route back to defense. Fortunately for him, Joreuz couldn't corral it on target quickly enough. 10 seconds left. Seikoo with space. Drops it down into a dribble. oaly with a quick challenge. Puts it on target. Extra will send it into the corner. Joreuz up to the ceiling. Gets it around 1. It's in front of the net, but no one there for the follow-up. Bass, we're going to OT in game 4. Seikoo and Extra with their life on the line. Joreuz and oaly trying to give us a 4-0 sweep and head to the semifinals.
Woo! Gotta work a little bit harder if they want to get there, though. And honestly, now BDS, you got a little bit something else to play for besides just the cash and the pride. You got your other player in chat. Monkey Moon comes through, and now he's taking a peep at this one, probably trying to see, all right, can my boys do it without me? The answer is yes! The series will continue. Extra beats out the defense, and finally BDS get a game on the board.
A little bit of a different look here in game number 4. Definitely a closer match. And now that they have their teammate here to support them, Extra and Seikoo got the little buff that they needed. And they take one game in the series. Still down 3-1. Quite the road back. But the reverse sweep is in play.
Oh, boy. I'm enjoying what we're seeing now, though. Out of this BDS side, Seikoo has woken up, and honestly, as much as Seikoo, usually a star-studded striker, honestly, rookie of the year, 100%. But the thing is that right now, veteranship showing itself. Extra, my oh my, what a game. 6 saves, 2 goals. My guy was on both sides of the pitch and getting it done. Question is, can they keep on going? Seikoo's back in chat saying 3 more with a couple of smiley faces throw in. I think they're confident now. It took them a couple of games to figure out how to read Joreuz and oaly, but now that they have a confident read on them, feels like it's a very different team.
It definitely does. And look, Bass, Seikoo warned them. He said, be careful. Will Joreuz and oaly heed the warning? That remains to be seen. We'll find out as we move into game number 5. Seikoo and Extra taking on Joreuz, oaly. Not a great start to the series, but it seems as though they're leveling up on the back half.
Ready. Let's see what they got. Come on now. Chat, can we get a just flood of be carefuls? I just want everybody to just reiterate what we just heard out of Seikoo here. Be careful. One of the most infamous lines in all of Rocket League. And oh my word, I was going to say they already got to be careful. Seikoo putting flicks on target. Even though they can't quite get this shot, already BDS looking threatening.
Extra does get the flick past one. He's got oaly in a tough position. Oh, oaly, where are you going? Oh my goodness. Extra, he's had enough of the nonsense. He said the reverse sweep is happening.
Oh my word. Apparently Rocket League cars do not come with GPS because he's looking lost out there on the pitch. 18 seconds in and already BDS making a fool out of their opponents. We thought that this series might be different after game number 3, and the answer is absolutely a resounding yes. My oh my, yeah, Joreuz and oaly, it's time to start getting careful. Seikoo and BDS are coming to life.
They're not being careful enough.
Nope.
I really don't know what else to say. I mean, we're not even 30 seconds into this, and Seikoo and Extra have mounted a 2-0 lead. Bass, I know the first 3 games must have been fun for Joreuz and oaly, but at this point, you got to start having some doubt creep in. Think it to yourself, oh gosh, not a reverse sweep. No way. Especially after, I mean, we have to be honest here, especially after the way that Seikoo and Extra played in the first 3 games. Looked like they were having a lot of fun, messing around a bit. Joreuz, nice shot, unfortunately off the post and out. Still inside the first 60 seconds, and we're locked up 2-0.
Oh boy, we're starting to also see this is where the pressure starts to build for Joreuz and oaly, is that they are eager to just try and not let this lead stay around for so long, that they are diving at the ball, getting a bit aggressive with their shots. And honestly, that's kind of what I think BDS have been waiting for, is that over-aggression. Originally, they weren't getting the over-aggression. They were just getting aggression, and it was perfectly played. Then they start turning up the heat, and all of a sudden, Joreuz and oaly try to match that, and it's not really working out. 50-50s like that, not working out either. Seikoo comes away with possession, and somehow comes away with an air dribble as well. He's got to touch the backboard. He's got to touch barely off target, and oh boy, if shots like that are starting to become commonplace for this blue half, they got to be careful on the orange one instead. Joreuz and oaly, like you said, got to be rethinking a lot of stuff right now.
They sure are. And it's got to be tough making an adjustment where everything's working and now it goes to nothing working, except that's going to work. oaly off the crossbar and in. Maybe a little bit of help from Extra, but it's a great strike.
Beautiful shot, honestly, especially as considering he's coming across. That much power to pop that one on target is definitely not an easy thing to do. Unfortunately for them, it's only one piece of the puzzle, though. They've still got to get another goal if they just want to see even in overtime, which is definitely not guaranteed when Extra and Seikoo are starting to pop off like this, especially Extra's got some time and space. Not going to use that flip reset, or not even going to try and lock into it. Instead, pop it out to the corner where oaly is waiting. 50-50 doesn't go in his favor, so oaly gets some time to try and start something up for the offense here. Joreuz, he wants to flip reset, gets it, but Seikoo denies. On the line, the defense of BDS stepping up again.
oaly, nice plays, gets it past 2. Seikoo will recover to pop it away from Joreuz just in time. Lofting ball in the middle of the field. Extra's going to be the first to it. oaly, tough read. He will get a touch. Not an ideal one. Joreuz there to save the day. oaly will send it out to the midfield. Does follow it up with a demo on Extra. Hopefully going to buy some time for Joreuz to work with. A big clear. oaly with a pass across. Joreuz to the sidewall looking for the extra touch. No connection. Seikoo beat to the challenge by Joreuz yet again. Extra pops high. He's going to follow this and stay behind it. There for the 50 with oaly. Seikoo dunked by Joreuz, who recovers on the ceiling. Joreuz! Oh my goodness!
Okay, we asked for some adaptations. This isn't exactly what I had pictured, but my oh my, is it picture perfect. Joreuz with the read off the ceiling. The game is tied up. And now BDS, they got to be wondering, okay, we might have given them too much chance to come back to life, because indeed, they have risen from the dead, and Joreuz and oaly looking filthy.
Definitely starting to feel themselves. oaly attempting a sidewall pinch right there, following the beautiful play from Joreuz. What a recovery. Incredible stuff. Seikoo going to demo Joreuz at the midfield, secure that midfield boost as well. Extra, 80 in the tank, flicks past 1. Joreuz there for the catch. Pops it high. Seikoo will collect. Sweeps it into the corner. Extra's going to take over. Joreuz once again up to the ceiling. Will win the challenge, only over to Seikoo. Seikoo from the sidewall. Full tank of boost, delays the dodge, looks for the down and in angle. Not able to finish, but Extra's there for the putback. 120 on the clock, and the BDS squad reclaim the lead.
Sometimes you just gotta watch and just accept what's going on there. I think oaly and Joreuz knew as soon as that was a perfect catch from Seikoo, they kind of had to expect at least a dive at Extra. And really, what do you even do at that point? Do you just kind of accept your fate? I guess so. Honestly, they're not gonna accept the fate of this game, but they might have to. 4-2 kickoff goal goes in favor of Extra and Seikoo. Now they got a little bit extra room to breathe.
Once again, we've seen this exact thing happen a few times throughout the day. The 2v2 kickoff's a little bit volatile, especially when you get that frozen ball right in the middle. It really just depends on who's cheating more aggressively. Extra going to cut that play off. oaly will get this midfield boost, but Seikoo not going to wait on him until he's comfortable. Quickly there for the challenge. We do get a double commit out of Extra and Seikoo. Joreuz looking for the long shot, trying to capitalize. Unfortunately, not going to make contact. Now Extra going to put in a fifth. Secure a 3-goal lead inside the final 60 seconds.
And this is what we were talking about before with the BDS game plan, is once they start to put on the pressure, that's where they're starting to look for the cracks out of their opponents. And now that they have started developing cracks, it's going to split asunder. Joreuz and oaly looking okay right now, but again, okay against Seikoo and Extra is not going to be enough. They got to turn up the heat because I said this before, if there's any team in this tournament I believe can make a reverse sweep happen, it is going to be Extra and Seikoo. And I'm not just starting to believe, I'm starting to feel kind of confident in it. This is a very different ball game, especially when you're making saves like that. Like, what are you supposed to do? You've got the bump, you've got the aggression, you've got the pressure on defense, and still BDS don't succumb to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally night and day, the beginning of this series for BDS and what we're seeing now. The cohesion is there, the execution is there, the mechanics are there, the passing is there, the positioning is there. Totally different performance in these last two games. Final 10 seconds going to tick away. Joreuz and oaly. What adaptations can they make to slow down this BDS roster on their pursuit of the reverse sweep?
They got to make a lot of them. Honestly, at this point, I just wonder if Joreuz and oaly kind of got to rethink their entire strategy. I really do think that the aggression from them is just coming back to bite them now. And honestly, other thing is, I think Seikoo's getting into the mental. This is the first game where Seikoo says something in chat. We don't see an immediate clapback. He says 2 more, and it's quiet. No one's saying anything. Joreuz and oaly got to be thinking this one through a little bit more than they were before.
Absolutely. I mean, at the beginning, you know, it's all fun and games, a 3-0. Building that lead and executing everything that you're trying to do with perfection. It's a lot of fun right there. You probably relax a little bit, enjoy yourself, and then the next thing you know, your opponents turn it on and they win 2 straight in dominant fashion in all reality. And you got to start doubting. You know that Joreuz and oaly have a ton of respect for Extra and Seikoo, and they know that they can play better than they did in the first 3 games, and they're proving it here to the rest of us. We'll see what's in store here in game number 6. Can Joreuz and oaly take down the BDS squad, or are we heading to game 7?
I'm feeling a game 7. I don't know what it is, man, but we've had a lot of close games here today. We should have had a game 7 our last series, and it feels like this one now is destined to, since we didn't get it there. Honestly, though, if we go 1 game off max games total here today, I am not going to complain by any stretch of the imagination. Although, Joreuz and oaly, they might start getting ready to complain if they can't figure this one out here in game number 6. They have a chance to close it out, but it is only a chance, and with the way that Seikoo and Extra are playing, I don't know if I necessarily like their odds.
It's definitely going to be a tough mountain to climb. Seikoo, slow play from the sidewall. Does force the 50, and 10 seconds in, BDS strike first yet again.
Oh, come on, Seikoo. You fake it over 1, force Joreuz into a 50. That man was not just played like a fiddle. That man was playing like it is gold too. And Joreuz just, or excuse me, an Extra just walks in the lobby and goes, I'll do whatever I want, man. I do anything that I desire. That is messed up. The way that they are choreographing these plays. forcing oaly and Joreuz to fall into those plays, and they still can't find a way to stop them.
I do like that infield pass. Joreuz and oaly have found some success with that earlier against, we're going to say, the first iteration of BDS, because I feel like this has been totally two different teams. But now that the BDS squad has leveled up towards the latter half of the series, they might need to bring in some more creativity, a couple mechanical plays. That's going to work right there. Nice 50 from oaly, manipulates it to sit right in front of the net. Joreuz there to tie us up.
That's what we're looking for. If you're going to try and outplay this team, it's definitely not going to be mechanics. It's not going to be speed. It is going to be moments like that where you just win a 50-50, open up some space, and take advantage. It's not going to be that many of those opportunities, but when they do come, you got to make sure that you take the most advantage of it, and it's exactly what Joreuz and oaly do there. Unfortunately for them, though, all it's done is tie up the game. With 4 minutes to go, plenty of time to see another goal here out of either side, though it's looking more likely for Extra and Seikoo right now because they got some pressure on. Seikoo has a shot on target, can only get back to it. Yes, indeed. Off the bar and out, and maybe a 50 afterwards. No, Extra plays it to the corner. Got to touch off the ceiling. What's he going to do with it? He's actually going to leave it for Seikoo. Instead, I think might try to go for the flip. Reset. Attempts it. It's not going to be enough. Joreuz has got to make a save. He will do more than just that. He'll carry it out of the box and give a chance now for Joreuz and oaly to go the other way.
Big pinch clear from oaly. It's going to provide a little bit of space for Joreuz and oaly to collect some boosts, get into a better position defensively. We want to see them starting to create some offensive pressure, though. I don't think they can rely on mistakes. I don't think they can rely on counterattack opportunities only. They're going to have to generate some pressure, create some quality opportunities themselves. As you mentioned, through passing, through smart challenges, maybe mixing in some mechanics as well. Seikoo from the backboard. He's going to air dribble out towards the midfield. Joreuz there for the challenge. oaly over to Joreuz. A little bit too much power on it. Extra. Collects it in his own corner. Takes it up high. Joreuz there for the challenge. Pinches across the field. oaly's going to be the first to it. Seikoo backs off. oaly with a catch. Going to play low. 50-50 picked up by Extra. Now he's working through the corner. Joreuz patiently waiting. Doesn't want to dive at a weird challenge. Joreuz pass one. Not a whole lot of boost left in the tank. Will maintain control. 0 left. Finally challenged by Extra in the corner. Seikoo. The air dribble with a 50 at the end of it. Extra pops high. Joreuz with control. Handoff to oaly. Actually a team pinch across the field. Looks like maybe a little bit of miscommunication there, Bass. And we've definitely gone a little bit quiet here in the middle of game number 6. Who's going to be the first to generate a quality opportunity? oaly looking to do it all himself. Can't get it inside the bar. Seikoo will send it away. Maybe a counterattack opportunity for BDS, and Extra will punish the over-aggression.
Oh my word, I gotta give credit to oaly and Joreuz there. They finally do try and flip the switch. They go, okay, we need to try and catch them off guard. Let's get a bit more mechanical. But the issue is, if your mechanics are not perfect, precise, precision, it's going to get punished by a team like BDS. And they do exactly that. It's nothing fancy, but it is enough to get the job done. And unfortunately for Joreuz and oaly, they are staring down the barrel of a reverse sweep. Oh boy, they might be staring down the barrel of a 3-1 Joreuz, or excuse me, oaly. What on earth is that save? And what on earth is the follow-up? All of a sudden, it's a breakaway play. oaly's got himself a great position, and I'm still reeling in with whatever the heck that save was.
We've seen some absolutely masterclass defense this entire day. 2v2 puts these players in precarious positions, and they've done well to deal with it. oaly, dunked by Extra. Back on the defense, Extra with a quick shot out of the corner is going to extend that lead. 3-1 BDS.
He's just too speedy. oaly thinks he's got about a half a second here. Boost over ball, and unfortunately Extra, he doesn't need the boost. Again, it's that old saying, if you aren't anything without the boost, you do not deserve it. And unfortunately, you kind of deserve to get scored on there when you overextend. 3-1, 80 seconds to go. I'm thinking game number 7. It's not a lock, but man, is it looking likely. And man, am I excited for it, especially if Seikoo is playing like that. Flip reset off target, but my man is feeling his mechanics.
Absolutely. They're heating up. Maybe they just took a little bit of time to warm up. Or maybe Monkey Moon coming in and calling them out woke them up a little bit, gave them a little extra motivation inside the final 60 seconds. All they need to do is run down the clock. Joreuz having none of it. oaly with a shot. Little off target. Joreuz going to take another shot. oaly there. Unfortunately, knocks it off the crossbar. I love the look, the creativity. Improving for Joreuz and oaly, but do they have enough time to mount this comeback? Extra with a big clear. It's going to chew precious time off the clock. Joreuz, nice challenge. Only as far as Seikoo. oaly there, not in time. Extra does put a shot close to target into the corner. Joreuz with a flick, blocked away by Extra. 15 seconds remain. Seikoo into the corner. 10 seconds left. oaly and Joreuz. Chances of bringing this back looking slim. And at this point, I think it's over. Bass. Reverse sweep in play. 3 of the first games go the way of Joreuz oaly. The next 3 go the way of Seikoo and Extra. And we're headed to game 7.
You know, it's starting to get in the head here when it's not just one more coming out of the words out of Seikoo's mouth. It is Joreuz now saying one more in chat. He's ready. He's realizing what's going on. And I don't think that Joreuz and oaly are a little bit too shaken by what has happened, but you know, in the back of their minds right now, it is creeping in. Oh, please no. Oh, please no. Please no, please no, please no, please no. They don't want to be embarrassed on a stage like this. And oh, I don't have words for what we're witnessing here. It really does feel like Joreuz and oaly had a read on these guys the first 3 games, but after game number 3, they became illiterate. Every play that they tried to get ahead of, they just unfortunately fell behind. Extra and Seikoo, this is a masterclass on how to punish mistakes. It is not many mistakes, but when they do arrive, they are so quick to not just fill in those gaps, but to immediately put a shot on target that forces Joreuz and oaly into such awkward and difficult positions to recover from. And unfortunately, this is a difficult position to recover from. One more series, otherwise they're heading home.
And Bass, I think I have a name for what's happening here. The strategy that the BDS team has deployed. I think it's called the troll and roll. They troll for a little bit, and then they steamroll their opponents. We'll see if they can conclude the series and finish off the strategy, or will Joreuz and oaly bounce back here in game number 7. 5 minutes on the clock. Let's get into it.
Oh, boy. Troll and roll might be in full effect. Oh, no, and it's already working. 5 seconds in, the read out of the corner. Joreuz and oaly bump. And BDS have the lead.
Folks, this is one of those strategies that you should not try at home. Please don't take it to rank the troll and roll. It's not going to work for you. You're not BDS. Seikoo's going to put 1 on the board in the first 10 seconds. He's got an opportunity here. Fakes high. oaly, the pre-jump. Baited into using his boost. Plenty of time left, though, and 1 goal deficit. Not going to be too big of a problem for Joreuz oaly. If they want to win, they got to score 1 anyways. Seikoo over to Extra on target.
Oh my.
Joreuz keeps it out for now, pops it high into the corner. He will be the first to it. Clears out towards the midfield, but Extra not going to let oaly transition onto offense just yet. Seikoo. Nice control. The bounce dribble blocked away by oaly. Joreuz sends it down to the blue side. Extra puts it safely into the corner for Seikoo. Sends it back across to Extra. oaly sees it, reads it, jumps on it. Joreuz looking to make something happen on offense. oaly over to Joreuz. The doink just off target. Extra over to the sidewall. oaly bumped to the ceiling. Extra pops high. Joreuz with control. Not much boost in the tank. Hands it off to oaly. And Bass.
Oh.
So far, not looking good. Extra. Plenty of boost in the tank. Drops it off. And Seikoo there for the finish. 2-0 in favor of BDS.
Hey, who in chat was saying that Extra didn't have mechs? I'd like you to look at that play and see how he just carried that so perfectly. If he tries to actually put that underneath the bar, I'm convinced that doesn't actually go through. Putting it off the backboard like that, giving it to Seikoo, oh my gosh, that isn't just clean, that is just absolutely perfect. And speaking of perfect, Extra finds himself another perfect kickoff, and it's 3-0 with about 90 seconds gone.
I'm speechless. I actually don't know what to say.
GG's?
I'm speechless. I cannot believe this has happened.
I can't believe I've been done like this.
They seriously put themselves on match point and then just decided that they're going to win 4 games straight.
And it's not even like again, I think the perfect word there is decided. Like, you literally saw they went from, okay, all right, it's not working when we try to play a little bit more mechanical and free. Let's just go back to our usual suffocation. And as soon as they did, Joreuz and oaly had almost no answer. It goes to show, since that game, aside from game 4, the first one of the start of their comeback, it has not been a 1-goal ball game yet. It has repeatedly been domination. That being said, it doesn't mean that Joreuz and oaly can't start a comeback or turn this one around. This is a good play here. They see Extra cheating up a bit too far, and that'll be enough for them to net their first.
They're not done just yet, and they've left themselves plenty of time. 3-1, 2:48 on the clock, but Bass, I gotta say it, the past 3 games have not indicated that they're going to be able to mount this comeback. We have seen a couple of opportunities here and there, and obviously they will capitalize when they have a good one like that, but they're going to have to create some opportunities, and they're going to have to outplay. It can't just be waiting on a mistake. BDS squad is not going to make enough for them to not only mount a 2-goal comeback, but also take the lead. And with 2:30 left on the clock, we're going to need to see an upgrade in play from Joreuz and oaly.
Ooh, they have a good chance here, though. Joreuz has caught Extra off guard with 0 boost in the tank. So, where are those mechanics? Shot on target. oaly's is not, though, and it's not going to be enough. Joreuz tries to dive for the 50-50, but even if he had gotten the 50-50 in his favor, it still wasn't on target, so there was nowhere for that one to move. And speaking of movement here, we go right back out to midfield. Joreuz, though, off target again. And unfortunately, we said this before, and I'll say it here and now. Imperfection versus BDS is just not going to work.
It's not working so far, but I'm definitely getting a sense that they're changing things up a little bit. Joreuz will keep it out for now. And we are seeing a couple of decent opportunities for Joreuz and oaly. The problem is, Bass, that clock is not on their side. Only 90 seconds remain. Seikoo will keep this away for now. oaly's up. The soft drop down for Joreuz, and he's there for the finish. Joreuz brings it back within 1.
Joreuz, please, just do it in chat. Do it in chat. Where's the be careful? Just type it real quick. Come on now. I just want to see the be careful. Get in their head. Get them ready here, because with 86 seconds to go, BDS, for the first time in a couple of games, gotta start sweating. The reverse sweep was within their grasp, but slowly the grip is starting to loosen, and they could lose it all right here and now, because the drop down to Joreuz goes into the back of the net. Beautiful passing play, and from 3-0 to 3-3, Joreuz and oaly have made the comeback.
Joreuz and oaly have said enough is enough. The games are over. We've let you have your fun. Game number 7, they put on their game face. 1:19 left to go, Bass. Extra needs to get back to this. He does. Boost, midfield boost spawns. oaly going to dispossess him. Seikoo up high. Does opt for the reset. Gets the bump, and Seikoo does it all by himself. Bumps one player into the second. Seikoo reclaims the lead for BDS.
All right, he says you guys want to try and turn up the heat. Fine, get out the kitchen, out the way. Beep, beep, I'm coming through. And with 1:04 to go, that is back in the lead for BDS. Dude, I don't know who you're paying to write the script for this one, but pay them more. They deserve an absolute race.
I wish I was clever enough to write this, Bass. This is insane. Shout out to the players. Appreciate everyone participating. Wait a second. Extra. He will be back in time. We have 46 seconds left. Things are not over just yet. oaly and Joreuz looking better in this game than they did the previous 3. They got to shut down Extra's play right here. Extra pass 1 over to the side. Seikoo there for the follow-up, and they extend the lead to 2. 5-3 BDS.
How do they do this? How is it that after multiple minutes of a comeback, we start to see oaly and Joreuz get back into this game, and BDS go, man, I don't think so. And then immediately, they are right back on top. I don't think the light switches are not as quick as the turnaround as what we have seen out of Seikoo and Extra here. What on earth? Although, oaly, do him dirty. Keep this game alive. He cannot. 20 seconds to go, and at this point, it's crunch time. The double bump, though, gives some room. And with 20 seconds left, there is light at the end of the tunnel for Joreuz and oaly.
Incredible stuff here from Joreuz, popping it up high, removing the backboard defender. oaly with the top right slot. 20 seconds left, Bass. Anything can happen. We're in game 7. This has been one of the most wild series we've ever seen. oaly is going to be first to this. Not much boost in the tank to work with. One wall dash to gain some speed. Joreuz backs off. 10 seconds left. He will challenge Seikoo. oaly's going to pick up the corner boost. Seikoo, extra in the corner. Nice challenge pass 1. Not going to leave him. He's being a nuisance. Joreuz with control. Pops up high. Flicks past Seikoo. Blocked at the last moment by extra to keep it out, and Seikoo will ground it. BDS complete the reverse sweep.
I don't even know. Quick exit out of oaly and Joreuz, and honestly, I can't blame them. What a series.